Alright, for the backdrop for bow pack, basically set your hardware up. We're using the 6 to 10 uprights, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 uprights and base plates. Notice the outside ones need to be on the outside edges because our stage is limited to 20 feet. These 2 middle upright spread is set at 6 feet. The outsides are going to be 8 and 8. We want to be able to adjust those to be less if needed. Alright, make sure your hands are washed before you start messing with the backdrop because it will show all dirt. So what we want to do is get the middle of the backdrop. So unfold it and then get the edges here and then find the middle there, and we're going to mark the middle. Alright, so we got the middle and marked it, and then you want to measure over from the middle 3 feet on each side and mark it. So from center line, each of those marks, basically it'll be 6 feet spread between those marks, which is the same spread as the middle crossbar. So then after that, we're going to cut a slit where that mark is on each side, and then we're going to cut sideways also, which we'll show in a minute. Okay, so we had previously found the middle of on the back side of the fabric and marked it. Then we marked 3 foot from the middle on each end, and we were supposed to cut it. So you can see here, this vertical cut we did at 3 feet, and then we did these sideways cuts to give you room for the upright. So now there's, from here to the middle is 3 feet, and then there's another one cut that way, that's another 3 feet. So there's 6 feet between these cuts to correspond with this middle upright crossbar that's 6 feet. So now that we have the cuts in, we'll put in this 6 foot crossbar and put the fabric up. And then we'll put in the 8 foot crossbar on the edges and put that up. And then we'll make adjustments. This way. Okay, so we've fed in the middle of the backdrop onto this 6 foot section through these slits we cut. So now that's up, and we can pull it tight. Then we can put in this 8 foot up, or 8 foot crossbar in the rest of the piece, and then tighten it up. Okay, so now we have the 6 foot middle crossbar in. You see the middle is nice and tight. Then we put the 8 foots in, but it just so happens that we have extra room here, and that room will depend on what the printer makes the final backdrop as. So sometimes I make them short, sometimes I make them long. So these crossbars are adjustable, so we'll adjust them and see how it comes out. Okay, so now we've adjusted these outside crossbars. We just pushed in the little button so that we could adjust them, and then we pushed in the base plate until we got to the right width. Notice that the skinny part of the crossbar is outwards on both sides. So you want the skinny part to be the outside because it makes it easier to push the base plate in to the desired width. Okay, so now we've adjusted these outside uprights on each side, and we've adjusted the uprights to the proper height so that we have a minimal gap at the bottom. And now to get everything completely tight, we put a zip tie on the bottom outside corner and the top outside corner. Notice we just poked a little hole on the back side of the pole pocket on the bottom and up on the top. So that gets everything nice and tight. Be sure to cut your zip ties so that they don't look like that. And for an added finish, you can put a pull cover on. Now notice, this is what we did earlier with measuring from center line out 3 feet cutting the slit and then cutting back each way so that we'd have room for the upright. So that's what the backside ends up looking like.